Welcome guys back to the LCK. This is Joel for the last time this evening before the interview translation of course, but for this post-match segment we're here for the last time. 1-1 tied up between these two teams, and we thought that Gen.G was going to run away with this, looking so good in that game one, but Hanwha found an answer through the Kai'Sa, and that these guys are just emphasizing the fact that the team fight was definitely due to us staying out a little bit later, and Vito was acting like he was excited about that one, but the main story of that game 2 was definitely the Kai'Sa, because that really something wasn't a big statement when it came to LCK. We haven't seen that many too much, and we were talking about Caps over at ELCS playing the Kai'Sa and really just making it work out in that region, and just felt like Hanwha Life Esports definitely took that by note, and they knew exactly what to do with it, and put the best Kai'Sa player up there, Sangyun. And we were going to just try to look at the team fight, because there's really nothing else to show, because the team fights really defined how game 2 all went out. And let's look at the video just for a bit. You just look at Kai'Sa for most of this highlight, taking that spacing away, so that whoever it does come that way, Kai'Sa definitely is still able to maintain that spacing. And look at all that distraction coming from the Lulu, where the 3 people of Gen.G couldn't even pick out a single Lulu with the ultimate being used, and there were a lot of people who was trying to just get to the Kai'Sa, but ended up being in just 1v2 with the ultimate going in, and I was Sangyun just knowing when to get the kills, when to put in the damage, when to keep the spacing as well. So definitely Joey tried to enter and put it late there, but it just becomes a lot difficult, and the Zoe really left with little choices when it was all alone left in that rift at the end. And with the gold now taking the lead over towards Hanwha Life Esports, the snowball just went forward because the competition was made to protect the Kai'Sa, and we all knew that once Kai'Sa got big, which it did, and after that one definitely we knew that the game was definitely run away. We also see another team fight in the end in the video, and felt like definitely was kind of the conclusion mark, basically the period when it came to, as soon as it just hit the W, just not even thinking about it, but using the ultimate to get in there, and just really went in 1v3, and the 3 players from Gen.G had to run away from that situation, which totally goes against the current, and it just goes to really show you the confidence that Sangyun had, that whatever angle that he went into, he knew he was going to win out the fight, even though it was against multiple members. And with the lane swaps that happened in the early game, that was kind of the key part into how Hanwha Life got the lead in the end. And we saw basically they knew they just needed one team fight to put them on the hand, and that would get them the lead they could carry out for the victory they eventually got in game 2. And now we're gonna put, Sangyun's definitely a career match right there, putting it as definitely a memorable one for his individual career. And let's see what the fans had to say. We were talking about Kai'Sa and the boys was kind of the statement being put on, quote unquote. Basically, everyone was basically supporting Kai'Sa from the beginning to the end. It just feels like some people asking for even a nerf on the ADC, as if it wasn't nerfed enough, and we're asking a couple of things here. And we were asking that, the fans were wanting a Tamgun performance where the games would be shortened in length, but definitely failed on that one. We're going to go to full sets, guys, and for this game 3 for a late night LCK. Yeah, now let's go to the LCK for that last one line summary, and that's going to be the bus driver for Hanwha Life, and that is going to be Sangyun. Has exposed to be that, and the evidence is right there. And the evidence for the last few games will go to you guys, as the last game will pop the other way.
Thank you very much, Joel. Yep, the bus driver of Sangyun, certainly an applicable one-liner. Joel wasn't even tilted there as, wow, everyone losing their minds with a 14-0-1 funneled Kai'Sa.
You know, he got involved in every kill. He's going to be frustrated. Should have been the sick 15-0-0.
Yeah, what was it?
But an assist. Whoops. This is what happens when Kai'Sa gets, you know, a little bit out of the ordinary. Kai'Sa is very, very strong. And people say nerf Kai'Sa, you seem to miss the fact that everything about this game played around the weaknesses of Kai'Sa. She can't be played in a duo lane. We don't see her, so why not put it in the mid lane and give her unlimited farm and experience and immunity to everything and a speed up and everything else.
Yeah.
And all of the gold. And that's how you win. And that's not Kai'Sa in a normal sense. That's Kai'Sa in an abuse sense. So I say, nerf the abuse, don't nerf the poor Kai'Sa.
Yeah, and maybe don't let her have a Morgana in her pocket as well, because the
Lulu,
black shields
and
were ludicrous.
She had speed up, shield, CC immunity, auto attack, stun with the Braum help, literally everything. And that's what happens is that if you give a champion who does consistent damage, literally everything, you win.
Yep. And literally put like most of his auto attacks there into a counter-strike, didn't matter. Still just doing so much dang work. Takes all of these turret shots, and then the collateral damage doesn't quite hit the mark, as you saw from Haru. So we are going to be going to a game number 3, and I have a feeling that that composition is going to be denied.
Especially on Blue's side, they can double ban Kai'Sa and Master Yi and say, well, doesn't work as well with the other people. We're going to see a change. It's going to be Cube coming back.
Yeah, Covey says, no more bomb. We done with that. That will mean that this particular 5 players remains undefeated, unless Hanwha Life Esports can come back and win this series.
It could happen. They could have another strategy. In Challengers, there was a Jungle Xayah, mid lane Rakan. So
yeah, I did see that.
Technology has definitely gone wild when it comes to some of the picks. And
has it gone too far?
To be fair, they won a game from Cheese, and they lost a game from Cheese against one of the best teams in Korea. So
yeah,
50%'s pretty good. They can make it 66. What is the Gouda? What is the one they were saving, or are they out of cheese strategies? We're soon to find out.
This is 8-11. I have a feeling that there's cheese everywhere on the map. I have a feeling we should reskin the map to different kinds of cheese all over the place. We've had the autumn skin, you know, we've had the winter one. Let's get ourselves the cheese. Summoner's Rift, but we're going to need a champion select first. So let's do it. See what Gen.G want to take off the board.
There we go.
As ban number 1, as Kai'Sa is going to get taken away, to the applause and laughter of the audience.
I wonder how great Sang-Yoon feels about his actual play, because the result, obviously, the huge amount of kills
he
is
didn't
great.
look super psyched about it.
At the end of the day, like it really isn't that hard to play Kai'Sa when you have everyone in your back pocket, all of the experience in the gold. She doesn't have targeted abilities. She has targeted abilities, sorry.
Yeah.
To me, Kai'Sa's ult is really cool when you're dodging CC with it, and her supercharger effect is pretty cool, but she kind of gets all her damage from double proccing the passive and her targeted Q, which is boring. But Swain's going to be banned as well. I wonder if they're going to ban Master Yi themselves on Blue's side, or if good old Haru puts up his hand and says, you know, we first picked Lulu, I can play cool stuff.
Yeah, and they'll have that opportunity unless Hanwha are going to ban away the Lulu. A-Sol is going to hit the bench, though, as ban number 2. I didn't mean to be rude to him. Talia was the other ban here for Hanwha Life. In the last game, Taric was their final ban on red side the last time they were banned.
They just don't want to deal with any of this funneling. Still possible to funnel, but if they first pick Lulu, that's another big thing taken away from a funnel comp.
Well, Gen.G, like you say, Kai'Sa and Yi taken off the board. The Swain thrown in there as well for some added flavor. Was their first ban in every other game as well, so just not wanting to deal with it.
First pick Lulu, first pick Zoe. Those are the common ones, but Shen and Nocturne both open as well. You don't really want to give away both. I wonder if you have to first pick one of them away.
Otherwise, like Nocturne is a decent first pick.
And Nocturne does very well against Zoe, so it might get you Zoe in the second round. So I like that idea. Giving away Shen is not always the biggest cost. We saw the Shen Heimerdinger lane fail from Hanwha Life Esports in game number 1, and it might get you the Zoe for free. So I'm a fan of the idea, Atlas.
Yep, the switch around is going to be Nocturne in favor of the Lulu that was banned away, which was the ban Sorry, the first pick in our first game as well. So Hanwha Life, if they're going to follow the script, theoretically it could be a Rise pickup here to come in for their second choice, but a lot of different options can be locked down now. Get themselves a jungler here as well. Camille is banned, but they don't necessarily have to. As the Rise, I mean, that was my assumption, and it is going to be taken away.
Might actually be in the bot lane this time. Who knows?
Yeah,
could even be Rise Vlad taken in the first round if they want it, because we saw that duo together actually do a lot of work in other series, and you know that at least Nocturne is committing as well. It's Ezreal.
I wonder
Tom
what's
Kench
going to be
time.
picked up. Yeah, yeah. There's Tom Kench. We got the double globals coming in here for Gen.G as well, with Paranoia as well as the Abyssal Voyage. Oh, come on, Fly, don't be silly. Took him way too long to find the Ezreal.
Doesn't mean he passes up on Zoe, so Zoe probably going to be banned in the second round.
Unless Lava wants to pick it up for himself, he can grab it here if he likes, but I do like the Vladimir, like you say. Very flexible as well. I mean,
Jungle
Vladimir
could be
can go
taken
everywhere.
here as well. I don't know which jungle they'd want. Maybe Skarner could be considered. I like Skarner, but they're actually going to pass up on a jungler.
Okay.
Now remember, Songwon has pocket picks at the Elise that could come out as well. Seems like they're choosing the mid lane Aurelia on the side of Hanwha Life Esports. It could be Linderang's champion, because that's the Darius spot, and they haven't picked Darius for once.
Yeah. Darius could now be banned, theoretically, but I highly doubt that they're going to worry about it too much. Cube pretty happy just to probably play on, but like you say, the Zoe going to be taken away from Gen.G here.
I wonder how Fly's Anivia is, as Anivia would be very strong against the comp that Hanwha Life Esports is putting together. Anivia Ornn, that sounds like my Papa version of what the two champions that Gen.G pick up from here. But Ornn could also be taken away, so we'll wait and see.
Yeah. Maybe Fly plays one of his crazy things.
And what about the Doctor? Is the Doctor in today?
Ooh, yeah, the Mando.
The Zoe ban was very predictable when they took the Aurelia, so second ban here will be very interesting from the side of Hanwha. They ban away Talia, which again is an old pick of Fly's and a roaming champion that accentuates his strengths, but peculiar with the Talia ruling. Now, we already know that he wasn't going to go in the jungle. Bit of coverage for Cube, who says, I really want to play Ornn, guys. Ban the Singed.
Also, Linderang being frustrating in game number 2 as well, although it wasn't Cube that had to deal with it.
All I'm asking is don't pick Darius at this point.
Well, Mundo certainly is available and standing out like a sore thumb. But, okay, someone going back to it.
I'm a big fan of
Worked out the
Rise,
first time.
Shen, Aurelia all have setup CC for at least hit the Cocoon and Sungyun. He's going to block it in for Songwon, and Songwon himself can hit those Cocoons like the best of them. So he goes back to being the only Elise player. Will it be the duo I mentioned? Ornn is certainly very possible here. In fact, it's the most obvious thing ever. Ooh, a Galio.
Indeed. Even more protection for Ruler or for Haru on this Nocturne, as there's Galio and the Mundo locked in. So a lot of team fighting here for Gen.G.
Fly is going to be skipping lane, not on the Talia, banned away, not on the Relian Soul, but on follow-up duty to the Nocturne.
And now where is everything going? At the moment, Hanwha are still flexing everything everywhere forever, but with Gangplank being considered, I still don't know where everything's going.
Yeah, don't even think about it.
Yeah, I don't even want to.
Who's going bot lane with the Shen is what the GP hover. It's probably going to be Shen Rise. GP top farming against Mundo, and a mid lane Aurelia is your takeaway here. Do have a mixture of physical and magic damage on their side. The back line is going to be everyone piles onto Rise and they try to kill him instantly, but barrels and an Aurelia skipping around. If Aurelia can deal with Ezreal, then that could be big. One person zoning Ezreal will be what Hanwha Life are looking for. But this time the cheese is limited. This is much more standard. On the side of Hanwha Life Esports, in the bounds of AD being awesome dude and not AD carry, it is basically as standard as can be.
Apart from the Elise not necessarily being fully in better at the moment.
But it is
sort of the
Hanwha Life Esports special. Like you're going to say, the Mundo from Cube, it's not an Ornn. So they decide that with Galio Nocturne, they're engaged as Satan. You know, it's a pretty good read.
Yep. One of the difficult things is going to be, top side of the map, looking like Linderang will be able to scale up on the GP against the Mundo, who's also going to be scaling up, but bottom side of the map, I just don't feel like the answer to the Tahm Kench Ezreal is there as much as it was in Game 2. And the answer, of course, was ignore him and just make the Kai'Sa way bigger than he'll ever be.
A lot of value out of Devour against Arise, obviously, because he's all about the root. Devour comes in, and then potentially an all-in. So, a lot of options here for the side of Gen.G. The BBQ Oliver skin is back out. We'll see BBQ Oliver's to Ooh, Mundo. Some good skin choices, a fun game 3. No funneling, though, and I'm okay with that.
I'm certainly okay with the no funneling as well. I won't get confused about where people are playing and things like that. But now Gen.G to try and answer back. See whether Hanwha could potentially get the upset as we hit the rift. Okay, and I say upset. It's a interesting way of describing it because we just felt like Gen.G's victories have been a little bit more convincing. However, the scoreline certainly not representing a team well in front of the other.
Oh, Huni was there for a moment. But sadly,
was
Huni.
it Detective Huni?
No, it was regular Huni.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, we don't have Huni anymore.
No, we don't.
That makes me really sad. Only a big character, but we got Fly back, and he's a character
there
too.
We go.
We got Cacao back, and if he wins some games, maybe he'll have a character too.
Oh dear.
A little bit tricky with
that's still too soon. That was today.
He's getting run over a little bit too much to be. Manny knows we've already had 18 best of 3s, because of course we have.
Yeah. We've had a lot today too, haven't we?
This is our 8th game of the night, baby.
Woohoo!
Take that NALCS 1.5 and an extra 0.05 times an LCS day.
Oh, it's a lot of League of Legends, Papa.
And yet, I'm feeling good about it. I'm excited to watch this one. I love seeing Elise because no one's playing Elise except someone, basically, in the world. So, cool to see him roll around.
Also, this is a pick comp that doesn't have an 80 carry, which is exciting. I'm interested to see how it's going to work.
Well, I haven't seen that chroma for the BBQ Oliver skin.
Oh, I didn't actually pay attention.
I also didn't see if Fly did chicken dance, but I guarantee if they win, he'll chicken dance.
Yep, better.
No one has played with or against it involving BBQ Olivers, which is, of course, my excitement.
Yep.
Tempt really needs to play Galio mid. Start doing the chicken dance.
Yep. Oh, somehow the needle's been threaded. Another very early Ignite comes in, but no level 2 available just yet as Key. He has to flash as well. Double flashes on the bottom side as Gen.G are mad at what Hanwha did in Game 2.
So, coming back to the Ezreal Tahm Kench, getting double summoner again.
Holy crap.
They're just schooling on these people who are playing lanes less than 20 times they've ever played it. Probably never against duos of the caliber of Roland Core JJ. It's getting embarrassing watching them just win with it every time and nobody else playing it.
And also just watching it not get banned, which is just real interesting. Or get picked away. I mean, remember this was 3rd round of picks that this came down. And it's something that Hanwha Live can't, obviously just can't deal with.
No, not on an unfamiliar matchup. Obviously, Sungyun and Key very experienced against Ezreal Tahm Kench, but it's always that thing of, you know, I was talking to Brennan Valdez about this yesterday at SPO. Maybe have to hold the point, as Haru knows that someone's around. Yep. Is that even if you know exactly what your champion does, which is up in the air with Ryze being a little bit less proficiency, but there's so many variables. It's in a duo lane, it's different, the damage timing, exactly how your 2 champions go against the enemy 2 champions, a lot of things up in the air. Speaking up in the air, Haru floats in and wants to fight Songwon.
Yep, has himself the shield, but Songwon very intelligently is going to save the Q for that one and then does manage to land the cocoon, saving himself. Key now trying to help out, but Gen.G, they're all just going to move on over. What's Fly doing? Of course, he's leaving his lane because he hates it being in his own lane. That is going to be the Gromp stolen away. But of course, fair bit invested in that particular endeavor.
To add to your, of course, chain, the Irelia was on turret, so there was no opportunity cost for Fly to leave the lane. Easy for him to walk up. He does his thing, helps his jungler.
Remains even in farm. Everything just going the Gen.G way, apart from Ruler taking a bit of extra damage here on the bottom side. But, the Mundo skin is so silly. I love it. Still don't, Corporate Mundo, my personal favorite.
Suits the champion because the champion's pretty silly too.
Yeah. Like it.
Haven't seen a Mundo pop off today. That was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
A couple more Mundo bands.
Haven't seen the corkscrew Nocturne skin for a while as well. Eternium Nocturne or something like that.
Yeah, Turnham sounds right.
Yeah.
Free lane and free lane, and we'll wait and see which way that pendulum goes. More gold generation for Linderungs. Of course, he has the Kleptomancy.
Well, Lava, more than happy in this lane at the moment. We'll see whether he's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with Fly as he starts building up that health bar. Not going to be super tanky, of course, on this Galio, as Galio builds have changed. We saw Pyrion actually demonstrating exactly how it works in the mid lane in our first match of that SKT series.
It doesn't seem like the build has changed since the last time, which Faker was showing us the Rod of Ages into, Lost Chapter and turning that into Illudens.
Yep.
That seems like the standard, but you could also just go Banner of Command after Catalyst if you really wanted to.
It's true. Seems like a Fly thing to do as well.
Those are kind of the schools of thought, but if you're going to be going AP, and usually it's about the burst, then yes. Rod of Ages into Illudens, very common.
Mm-hmm. Well, Blue Chicken just waddling back up the lane, deciding not to invest his teleport because he doesn't have to. Songwon gets himself a Rift Scuttler, but it was Haru that grabbed the first 2 spawns of that Rift Scuttle. So finally, the Spider Lady able to get one. Haru, I thought he was actually going to go for the face check, but
It's a pretty lazy
Songwon can
ward
move
in.
anyway. Yeah.
And it's going to be a ward that someone knows of, as he has vision of the inventory beforehand. All Fly does, push in this wave. He's going to probably lose a little bit of CS or go even. A lot about the first roam, and take a rocket scientist to work out. It's going to be all about the ult and ult.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever they go, they're going to be able to cancel out the Shen portrait ult, the Shen ability to answer. So, see how Shen is able to navigate that first combo.
Yep. We like the idea of having the Nocturne as well as the heroic entrance. Very similar to that of the Camille combo, so tried and true. Gen.G, not a massive lead here as far as farm is concerned, despite the double flashes being gained early. So nice work from Hanwha.
Hard to threaten too much when you have a Nocturne, because the Nocturne is not going to be involved in a turret dive pre-6.
Yep.
So double flash being down against some junglers, death against a Nocturne, a little bit more life involved there, and they have Kleptomancy to help out with the top lane gold generation. Let's see if Haru just takes the blue. Wait and see. Galio's mana cost's a bit out of order, so probably gonna pick it up.
Yep, head over there, grabs that one for himself, and actually has a decent CS lead there in the mid lane. Is once again Lava underneath this turret, just going to be clearing things out.
Hard to see the 1-3-1 when this game goes on. I don't know if Aurelia will ever have kill threat onto a Galio. Even if Galio's going Rod of Ages AP, killing Galio is so frustrating because there's multiple CCs. And he can always port out and say whatever and leave.
Haru actually looking for the steal and red buff here. We'll actually pick it up. Does only have a long sword, so not going to be taking this extraordinarily quickly, but the smite is available. Songwon, no idea that this was going on.
Duskbringer gives him the spoiler.
Yep.
Good speed, and Songwon says whatever, goes to his Krugs. Close to level 6 for both junglers, and hopefully that's where this game takes off, because for 8 minutes, we haven't had any big action.
Yeah, but what does this mean, Papa? It means that Gen.G are feeling pretty comfortable. Not fans of really doing all that much. They just want to slowly win the game. It does look like what's happening at this point, because it's when Ruler gets 2 items that they just decide that they want to win the game.
And they'll need to, because if you think about scaling, there's some options here for Hanwha Life Esports.
Yeah.
Compared to Game 1, they have a lot more consistent damage. Gangplank and Rise, even the Aurelia, can all contribute there. They have good pick with the Elise and Shen. Even the Rise can be involved in that. So basically, they can play multiple lanes well, with the Gangplank ulting one side of the map and focusing attention on the other. There's a lot of options here for Hanwha Life, so it's not necessarily a big advantage for Gen.G when the game goes on, which is usually what happens when there is a marksman in the game.
Yeah. All right. Going to make it 3-1 as far as scuttles are concerned. Hanwha Life unable to stop him from doing that. But you can see the invade now starting for Songwon.
He wants a
level
red
6,
buff.
but it doesn't mean very much. As, yeah, he does. He's actually going to be spotted out. The volatile Spiderling's just going to play scout. Looks like Songwon actually just wants to be able to get himself.
His position's being revealed with the Duskbringer.
Yep. Songwon over here is going to do exactly the same thing. Haru not going to ward it first, as he does spot out that Songwon is here. Oh, the steal comes in. Heroic entrance going to come down as well. Songwon, he's going to stick around. Lava is moving up as well, but Gen.G, they're going to get the first rotation from bottom side, and Lava, he's going to try and do what he can. Grabs the first blood, actually, as Songwon is extraordinarily low. Cannon Barrage coming in as well as Fly. Can he actually get it done? Key over the side, and the bottom lane says, hell no. They are going to lose their Spider Lady, but that's going to be that. And 2-1 is going to be the result in favor of Hanwha.
You can see the things they can call in. That was a Stand United. That was the Gangplank ultimate. But so much time did Songwon almost live through all of it. Kill Sungyun on the back end either. Big advantage Hanwha Life, even though the initial smite went the way of Gen.G.
Yeah, very close to having Cube's teleport back off cooldown as well, which really could have turned around the fight potentially. But you're right, that global advantage really looking good. And Lava, he's 0% win rate so far after 2 games on this Aurelia. He's been trying to make it work, hasn't so far, but that was a great start. 1-0-1 now, very close to the Trinity Force already at 10.5 minutes.
Pretty clutch stuff. The Elise didn't die in the initial burst, and then the delay of Elise. Oh, do we know all about this? If you've been playing League of Legends, as long as you and I, Atlas, years and years of Elise being in the jungle meta. She bought a lot of time. The Triumph proc was so big to keep her alive. Did eventually go down at the cost of 2 teammates. Ruler picks up the kill, as is Manamoon already. Good news for Hanwha Life Esports. They try to find a big upset against Gen.G.
Yeah. Fly going to get stunned by Lava, who is threatening, but thankfully has the taunt, which is what he's going to utilize against the Aurelia in the mid lane. But look at Lava now. He's got the red buff, and he is just pushing Fly away.
And all Fly can do is off cooldown, throw a Q, and try to push the minion wave. Really can't do much more. It's impossible to freeze against him, so it's not the worst case scenario facing Aurelia, if she can freeze just in front of her turret, but not ideal, certainly, for the Galio. Has a long cooldown on the ult at level 1. Galio has no control. Aurelia has a lot of control. See what it flows onto, but control of mid lane means that Elise and Shen can go for a roam. Things have definitely snowballed the way of Hanwha Life Esports. Even Core JJ clearing a ward, the lingering doubt is there.
Wow, yeah. Coon isn't going to land, though. That does mean that that control ward is going to be cleared out. Hanwha Life, that's what a pick comp needs. They need to have these transitory wards, and then they can take these objectives if they keep the map dark.
Hanwha Life will probably pull back for a moment on the Drake, because if you notice, Cannon Barrage is about to come available. They will have a global to throw in.
So there's some teleports here, but Paranoia is off cooldown. Heroic entrance, that isn't just yet, though.
Cannon Barrage up just as we speak.
Yep. Well, here's the Paranoia. Haru trying to get in there. No, he's not going to steal it, but it's going to be the Ezreal that grabs it. And the Elise this time is going to fall very early. Fly gets a good knock up, as well as this was the Gen.G we're expecting to find in the last fight. And Linderung cannot offer anything. The cleavers are going to be raining down on top of his face, and it's a double kill for the Nocturne. That's what we were expecting, and we finally get it from Gen.G.
Sungyun out of the fight. Execution beautiful from Gen.G. See what happened here in terms of smite. Paranoia starts, flies in, smite, and the ultimate at the same time from Ruler. Basically means Elise is dead very early. Sungyun's there with the Sungyun is going to dictate this, but no.
Yeah, and Lava missed the ultimate there as well, which really could have set up a different outcome for the team fight, but turns out not the problem. It's okay. Songwon, he's getting aggressed on by Haru here, who's well and truly behind enemy lines.
It's ignited too.
Yeah, the ignite is going to come in. Thankfully, the turret not going to turn onto him as no Umbra Blades. Just decides not to do it. And thankfully for Lava, he's got the Blade Surge, so catches up very easily.
His flash was up as well. I thought an auto attack for the little life on him, but it wouldn't have mattered as Lava could close the distance. And Songwon, after being tempted to be shut down by Haru, maybe Haru bit off more than he can chew. And he's going to go for the top side onto the Rift Herald. Sungyun not having any fun against that sheen of Manamoon from Ezreal.
Well, True Shot Barrage tried to take down Sungyun on the bottom side, but doesn't actually clip him. Sungyun knew exactly what was going on. Wanted to throw that one out of vision. But now, the Rise is very, very low. And Hanwha Life are going to trade Rift Herald, by the looks of things, for the bottom outer turret.
A lot of kill involvements for all, but not a lot of kills. 4 assists, going to teleport in and guarantee this pickup. There's plenty of opportunity to come in. They can even cancel the TP and pick up a minion wave. Nice greed be achieved.
Yep.
Rift Herald used in mid lane, probably started channeling it when Fly was coming in.
Yep, big stun going to come down, but there's the Paranoia. Oh, the Umbra Braids does so much damage.
Squash.
As the heroic entrance, yeah, that is going to be the Goomba Stomp to end all Goomba Stomps, and Shelly isn't going to be able to take down the outer turret in the mid lane.
I don't think we'll see the replay. What I think happened is, as the teleport went down from Galio, the Rift Herald summoning started, and he could cancel it, and then they baited the engage in mid lane as well. So I think there was a bit of mind games there.
Ah,
we know how long it
that
takes
he
to
was
summon.
bottom lane.
Of course, because the teleport was mid-channel,
Yep.
but he cancels it, is in mid lane to pick up the minion wave and turn on to the kills. Was it the next level? Was it just chance? Hard to say, but Gen.G get a big advantage.
I really love what Fly's doing. He's just soaking CC from everywhere, making sure that he's in front for the cocoons, and there's a lot of single target lockdown here on the side of Hanwha Life, with the Rune Prison as well as the cocoon being available. Also line CC coming in from Key on the taunt, so if you just put the Galio in front, it just looks like he straight up doesn't care.
No Mundos given by the Galio right now. This early in the game, obviously hyper tanky, and the damage only starts to become rolling in on the side of Hanwha Life Esports. We've ignored top side, and
Yep.
well, there's no items on QV yet, so it's not that exciting.
Yeah, he gives 2 Mundos this time around, though, given his skin choice. He's going to be able to pick up this wave very easily.
How many Mundos Mundo give?
2.
Okay.
You can see it on the loading screen.
Good to know.
Yep.
AC doesn't try to pose as a doctor in this skin.
That is true. Wait, what skin does Key have? That's not certain, Gen.
That's Sub-Zero again.
Yeah, Frozen Gen. Frozen Gen, thank you very much, Pub Smithy.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh!
Stun's going to come in, but of course, JJ is there. And every stun onto Ruler doesn't really mean anything. Devour helps him out. And this is the 2-item spike that we were talking about for the Ezreal. You can see why he's playing so aggressively. Doesn't quite have the Muramana transform yet, but does have that Trinity Force done. Looks like Hanwha Life will be able to grab this tower as Ruler. They're expecting him to pull back. That is not how he plays, as he moves continually forward. Rune Prison isn't even going to get the Devour out, and they're unable to take down the outer turret in
That
mid.
point is so important. It's a speck of dust left on the turret, but no gold to the side of Hanwha Life Esports. Now, Ruler's still there.
17.
Yeah, definitely a speck of dust.
Triggered. Fly. Winds of War are going to do a fair bit of work here.
Oh.
What the heck? Ruler just jumps all the way over Songwon. Takes so much damage there from the Ezreal, and JJ wasn't even there. Now, Lava wants to find the stun. Looks for Ruler. Doesn't find him. He hops over the wall. He's going to be absolutely fine. 1-0-4 here. 5 out of 6 for the kill contribution. Wants some of these kills. A few more of them anyway.
The Observer clearly feels strongly about the 17s, leaving it on the overlay on the bottom left there.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Every time Ruler curves one of these Mystic shots, can't help but once again believe in this man, the last of the marksmen in many ways.
Yep. I liked your Last of the Mohicans reference the other day.
It wasn't me.
I'm a big Daniel Day-Lewis fan.
To
so
be
I
fair,
liked
a
it.
fan got to it first.
Oh, really? I liked it a lot.
That was a good one. The Last of Us with Ezreal Time Canch on it, my personal
Yep.
favorite. Shout out to that great visual artist, we'll call them, on Twitter. So I feel really good about giving your retweets to people. I felt
Yeah.
so good about it.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is definitely.
Rotations.
Yeah, we're going to get him. Abyssal Voyage. Going to be one of Profit here into the mid lane. Not to be confused with the 80 carry MVP.
Your amount of transformation probably going to be around 20 minutes this game, working on the Blade of Ruin King third because you don't have the ability to go double tier, which was, of course, our kind of soundbox thing we kept talking about all throughout MSI.
Yep, and also not really wanting to prolong the spike any longer as well. So Ruler wanting to get more and more, as he is going to get stunned here. Devour once again going to come down, but the disarm going to be utilized onto JJ, who flashes. Everyone holds their CC, but Ruler does make his way out. Spirit's Refuge does some decent work, but in goes Haru. Immediately goes Golden as well, as this could be a huge taunt, but only onto Linderung is going to be the situation. JJ goes down, but he's done his job, and Gen.G, they're going to grab a 2-for-1.
JJ, a hero, flashes over to deny the disarm onto the Ezreal. Doesn't want to give that over. The slow as well. Able to regroup. Irelia one-way trip. Elise one-way trip. Linderung.
Yep, Fly's going to get in there as well. It's a multi-man taunt, but that's going to be a very dead Shen. He's going to say, but I landed my E. But he was dead in the end anyway, as the inner turret is going to be what Gen.G are able to get at the end.
Like someone had to die. Ended up being Key, who took it onto himself.
Yep.
Probably not going to be an objective off the back of this. Mundo and Nocturne could take away the Ocean Drake if they would want to. We're going to see the replay of what happened here. That's why you pick Tahm Kench Ezreal. These guys are slippery. They get out, no disarm onto Ruler. Didn't have to walk over it. They also have the zoning ultimate from the Galio. And from there, Cuvée able to disengage at the start. The Elise can only give up her whole life bar to just about kill the Tahm Kench. So a positive trade for the side of Gen.G. Not quite able to take out Linderang, but they do get the Shen as the bonus 3-for-1. Good stuff on the side of Gen.G.
Yeah, and any man advantage just means that Ruler has so much power with the range advantage that he has just inherently against all of these champions of Hanwha Life. I feel like Hanwha Life need to start a full commitment if they want to make anything happen, and otherwise Ruler just tears them apart with Mystic shots.
Isn't it just such a surreal thing that that's an analysis point? It's not in any way a flame, but the whole point of like having a ranged champion against these melees seems pretty unique and different.
Yeah.
Like with the attack range, they actually have to walk to auto him, but he can auto him while they're walking towards him.
Whoa! Is this what you learned just before you bought?
This could be a thing, you know? I
yeah.
think these ranged damage dealers could be a thing.
Was that in the tutorial when you first played, just when you were learning about Thornmail on Ashe?
No,
you
that's
also
all I
learned
remember
about,
is the Thornmail
melee
on Ashe.
versus range. That's all I remember as well. It's good times. Hey man, I built it. It was even a different. It was a worse Thornmail as well back then. New Thornmails were easy.
Well, we thought melee carries would be dead forever. That was kind of thought that champion Tryndamere could never work because of the inherent advantage of range. And to most degree, they're correct. But from time to time, the meta has allowed for some weird and wonderful stuff. Perhaps no more than now.
Yeah, thankfully Darius found his way into the meta alongside Aatrox, who honestly didn't get much screen time. As Cuvée lying in wait. He's going to ignore everything that Lava does and clear out a minion wave. Nice work, Mundo.
Doesn't have the most armor, but obviously feels good about the Spirit Visage amplification on his healing.
Yep.
Control Ward been on the Baron for a while. Well, he's going to drive by clear it. He's going to go second tier, I imagine, because of gold. There's no real downside. Probably doesn't want to build into CDR boots. So just a tier is just fine on the off chance the game goes long enough.
Yeah, maybe just wanted to have a different option as far as the next purchase. Recurve Bow not feeling great, I guess, on an Ezreal, but interesting. Deciding to go for it anyway. Does want to have the shield, just for even more safety.
The one thing it does provide for him after Bilgewater is that he can almost not run out of mana. So yeah, like the amount of uptime on the map with teleport and double tier is insanity.
Instantly translates into damage as well as good god, Linderang. True Shot Barrage doesn't find the mark, but Linderang is gonna have to leave. Teleport just to save this outer turret. And Cannon Barrage is gonna be utilized, but in goes Core JJ. He's always there to protect his AD carry. Oh my goodness.
Was that the best use of all your abilities against Flash Teleport Ezreal? I do wonder.
Oh,
that's gonna hit him.
The longest auto attack of all time.
Don't get attached to your home guards. It's gone.
I love how it curved as well.
I also love how you lose home guards. But ultimate feels bad.
I mean, I'm glad you get something from the, auto attack of legendary distance.
It doesn't get popped like the good old Flash and the Veigar ultimate back when I first started playing.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, originally Flash popped projectiles, which means if Veigar ulted you, a targeted ability, you flashed and the ult didn't follow you. It was gone. Yeah. It's a pretty good ability.
Killed it. Flash was very busted. It also went like double the distance as well.
It was at least 50% more.
It was crazy. And now do you remember when the Flash nerf came in, Papa, and everyone was furious? Like, oh, Flash isn't going to be taken anymore. Everyone's going to take Ghost because it got buffed. Oh, man. But then, no, of course, Flash is still
you could replace that story with AD carry items and then...
Yeah, I guess, and Twisted Fate Destiny and all that sort of stuff.
No, I mean, like, right now, with AD carry item nerfs and people getting a bit bent out of shape.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, Ruler's going to teleport back in, speaking of AD carries. He's not worried about it at all. He's got his Blade of the Ruined King already
17 health turret. Somebody!
Someone hit it! It happened, okay.
Is your voice breaking again?
Yeah, I was going for it that time. That was an on-purpose voice break.
Wow, I didn't know you could do that on command.
Yeah, of course.
What else can you do? I should know.
I can say stupid stuff, Pop Smitty.
Well,
Do that
I'm ready for
anytime
some
you want.
stupid wombo. Give me a big Nocturne initiation, Haru and Fly.
Well, Haru, if he had gone for it then, I have a feeling that may have got him into trouble as Fly. You can see clearing out wards, but also getting into position for that hero's entrance. You can see Gen.G are ready for it. Ruler continuing to play frontline Ezreal as here's the paranoia. They've got them in the choke point as the hero's entrance comes down. That's going to guarantee the kill as Justice Punch is going to mean that the frontline is huge and there's Ruler well and truly out the back. All the safety for the Ezreal.
Right,
I don't even know whether he needed the ult.
And Tanging just can't do damage.
Well, he can take it.
Yeah.
My God.
Man,
Oof.
in a meta like this, Ruler really is not very accountable. He has been arcane shifting in the wrong direction so many times, and that used to be a flame. No casual flame, it's just sick. Ruler's having a day out, they're gonna get the Baron. The gold lead was already big, it's bigger now. And Hanwha Life Esports, there was a lot to like. There is certainly still a late game dream for their side, but the front side is so brittle that Ruler just kind of looks in their direction and they all fall apart.
Yep. And let's have a look at the replay once again. See what all went wrong.
I was surprised Galio ult hit that. That was the just the tip of the hero's entrance. It hit through. Cuvée could down some turrets. 2 people are dead. Sungyun's done no damage yet because he couldn't get to the fight. That's a 1-5 for the side of Gen.G.
You know, you were talking about popping projectiles with Flash. It looked like Mundo there popped turret shots with existing. That was what was happening. Just disgusting. Warmox was actually the next pickup. Don't know whether he actually built any components of that or whether it just took a long time to go home as Haru grabs this Infernal Drake. It's going to be the first 3. We're going to get the Variety Bucket as well of Dragons 1, 2, and 3 as well this game, which I like. 9,000 gold is the lead here for Gen.G as they move to try and break the base.
Kai'Sa-esque with his Ezreal. You said variety, I got hungry, Atlas, so I hope there's food in that future.
Yep, it's okay. Song 1. Oh, God, okay. Okay, Ruler. Okay. That's only a 209 Ezreal as well.
I mean, to be fair, there was like 300 health and nothing else on the Elise, but she died real fast.
She did. Just, Ruler's Ezreal is a different beast to a lot of others, especially with Core JJ at his back. Now they're looking to just win the game. I don't know whether Gen.G really cared too much about taking any other options here, as the paranoia is going to be the cancellation of the engage from Hanwha Life as he does pull the trigger. Key is going to get taken down and they're just going to focus on all of the turrets. Hero's entrance just buys all of the space. And look at this, they cannot touch Cuvée and the game is over. 27 minutes and Gen.G fight back after a Game 2 loss.
Gen.G keep it simple on the blue side. Goodbye Mong, hello Cuvée, hello Tahm Kench, Ezreal, hello Victory. For the side of Gen.G, nice, controlled, clean. No Kaisers, no Yis, no problem for Gen.G. The Gouda worked in game number 2. Hanwha were able to take a game off one of our best teams in the league. But in game 3, they kept it simple. And from there, Gen.G looked very unlikely to lose. Ruler keeping it going, and a team just needs to, just for me, just for Papa, please for Papa, just ban Ezreal on the red side one time.
Yeah, or pick it away. Tahm Kench is still good. Pick it on the red side. Just pick it. I don't know, just deny them that combo, Papa. That's all you need to do.
You know, there's probably other things they need to do, but they've done it so many times on blue side. It's their 3rd blue side game in a row. They have played Tahm Kench, Ezreal at those 2 picks.
Yeah, they've straight up never lost with Tahm Kench on the roster as well. So, when they picked Rakan in game 2, they probably felt a little bit silly for that one because the Tahm Kench was available.
They are now 5-0 Ezreal, 6-0 Tahm Kench. The thinking emoji is the most pronounced.
Oh, man.
Well, they're really good at Tahm Kench, Ezreal, and
they are. And Fly is really good at augmenting a play around Haru being strong and Ruler being strong.
And Papa also needs to know about it because there's the off chance that if Tahm Kench Ezreal is gone and some of the first round champions are changed, maybe Gen.G don't have 3 or 4 strategies behind it. We can't know that. Gen.G famous for small effective champion pools. Please test them before the end of the season. I would love to see it. Gen.G were pushed by Hanwha. Game 2.
They were.
The EU LCS tribute game. It was like an a European band came to Korea and played like their best medley, and everyone was like, "That's pretty good."
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they only had one track. So
and able to, take the leaf out of the good Kai'Sa book as well, coming from over there. Of course, funnel strategy in EU is 66% successful so far. But look, it looks like it was a funnel under the Ezreal strategy.
it was. The enemy team, mostly melee, funneled into his damage. And he was like, la-di-da-da, I'm killing all of you.
He was very much like that.
That is 24.
That's almost
27,000, so it's about 47%
damage.
damage, but a nice funneling
Yeah.
by the enemy team onto the Ezreal damage.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of damage from Ruler. Of course, I have a feeling that he's probably going to get another MVP, but just want CoreJJ to get one.
I tried.
Really
we
do.
both tried.
We'll see what happens as we have a look at the MVP now.
Yay!
It's going to be... Oh, wait, what?
Wait, what?
That's CoreJJ, but it's Tom Kench, but it's Ruler's name! I think
Has
that
science
means
gone
it's
too
CoreJJ! I don't know! It is CoreJJ,
Okay.
but they wanted it to be Ruler. Someone out the back was like, no, get Ruler. But
Whoa.
no, doesn't happen.
Their English is pretty clean, if not for the accent.
You know what I was doing, Papa. Let's have a look at some of the highlights.
Or Jung-John, the big toadfish, able to make it all happen. Good job, Tom Kench. Good job, Ruler and CoreJJ. Let's talk to them together. How novel.
Yeah, and good repel someone in this initial fight. This was the bottom lane noping out of this situation.
And this is when Hanwha Life Esports still had a very real chance to get back into the game. A lot of steals today.
Oh, it's the combo with the smite from Haru.
Lot of
That was
steals
why he
today.
got it, yeah.
Nice timing on that one. This is a lot of fights in a row you'll notice Sungyun. If you're at home and you saw these fights and you're like, why am I bothering to watch these replays? Watch Sungyun being unable to do damage fight on fight because of the inability for there to be any real frontline in front of him. That was one example, but getting damage out of Sungyun proved to be a big problem for the side of Gen.G. Here you see him walking in, and then just a little bit of damage into Mundo, not really able to do too much. The Rise is not the Ezreal, he can't skip around, he's not able to do damage at 1100 range or so. That was a big struggle there, so congratulations CoreJJ and Gen.G.
Yeah, and I actually really loved how the composition worked as well, just to talk about that just a little bit. But, oh man, let's go to the interview and we can discuss how it works in there with Joel helping us out. So take it away with the translation, Joel.
Thank you guys very much for the very last time. Long day, but long day does come to a conclusion with Gen.G eventually getting the win here. We're going to talk with the Korean national bot duo we have with Ruler and CoreJJ as Gen.G gets the victory. You guys are the national representatives of Korea in the Asia Games. Ruler, say hi.
안녕하세요. 젠지에서 원거리 딜러를 맡고 있는
Well, I'm Gen.G's ADC, Ruler.
그리고 그의 파트너입니다. 코장년 선수. 네, 안녕하세요. 젠지의 서포터 코장전 조용인입니다.
I'm CoreJJ, the support for Gen.G.
어느 때보다도 굉장히 멋있어 보이는데
Seem very well seen today after today's performances, and it must have been exhausted after that one. How do you feel?
일단 이 세트에서
I mean, the second game, we never played against Kai'Sa and Braum in the recent practice, and it just really caught us off guard. And we know that a lot of unique picks does come through, and you have to be ready for anything, but definitely express difficulty with that pick. And a lot of people do like that Kai'Sa pick just because it kind of relates back to what we used to have in the meta with the actual range champions playing the ADC position. What do we feel about, especially with CoreJJ? When you do see new things like that, what comes to your mind? And when new things come up, before the games begin, we would like to see sometimes they go to ADC role, that's fine, but sometimes they relate back to mid lane or top lane or something, so just can never know until the game actually begins. And the last last time around, you said in an interview that you wanted to represent Korea well as the national ADC. Did not feel the pressure coming in today. If I'm play bad, then that would kind of relate back against me. For what I said during that interview, so I'll try to make sure I play the best. And let's look at some of the Korean national representative play here from Ruler's ADC. And wow, I just gone just like that. And I was just trusting on Tom Kench and putting the damage on because I knew Tom Kench would be in the front protecting me. Now, of course, I had to avoid the skill shots from the opponents, but at the same time, I knew the protection with Tom Kench was there, so really, I felt safe to go in on that one. It really is. You guys are doing so well. Just really just taking up Ruler whenever he gets in trouble. And the question does come out: how many times have you eaten Ruler? I mean, we were from 2016. From 3 years, I've been eating him quite a lot. So the senses do come to the tongue every now and then. So. And you still allow the Ruler to put out the carry role, especially with the Ezreal we saw today. And thought that Ezreal would be banned, and I feel like you guys felt like the Ezreal would come through as a must-win pick here. I mean, just for the composition, it sometimes does fit well, but the composition we brought and against the other team, it looked pretty good to pick the Ezreal every single time. And you guys were more probably put to the kind of the regulation and getting to something like that comes from Hanwha. I mean, man, that looks fun. I mean, the Kaisa putting that out there, I really want to try to play that. But I knew the set 3 was really important, that we had to get the win, so we just went with what we knew. I mean, you go with the Kaisa comp or whatever regular comp you know. What is the kind of the opinion on that, JJ? I mean, you have to be. I have to be the one that's protecting my teammates, and it just allows me to. It doesn't allow me to do that when I get with unique comps like that. And right now, we just don't know the end of things because things have been progressing quite lately, and Gen.G has been on a struggle when we were reaching the end of spring in the previous split. We felt like the communication that was kind of the big thing that was emphasized upon you guys when it came upon, but we knew that the Asian games are coming up, and we do have once again a communication thing that you guys have to overcome between trying to make sure we put some energy into top lane. So whenever he came to the waiting room, and he told us that you shouldn't have let me out. We should have made me stay in the bench and let me enjoy my time. But I think the team morale is pretty good, so we can make jokes like that and to make sure that we're all feeling happy about ourselves. I'm sure that he was just thinking that you guys wanted a quick win there. And he was really having a fun time because he was just laughing along and just having a jolly good time as well. I mean, he was a great cheerleader. I mean, just gotta give it to him, and everything that he's done well so far today has helped us win the game today. JJ, you're approaching your birthday very soon. It's gonna be 2 days from now. And of course, as a pro gamer, anything that you want to make a birthday wish in terms of what you want to accomplish as in your professional career. I really haven't thought about my birthdays for multiple years, and it doesn't really come to me that hard. But something that I want to do is that I want to perhaps win some LCK title that I haven't really gazed upon. So something that I would like to get done there. And hopefully we get that from Gen.G, doing pretty well. This is the ADC and support, not only of Gen.G, but it's going to be of the Korean national team. And of course, would you like to say anything to the fans with the win you got today? Thank you guys for staying out this late to watch the games, and I know that some people are watching from home as well, but I'd like to tell them thank you as well. And we just continue to ask for your support.
네, 항상 팬분들께 감사도 잊지 않고 있는 룰러 선수였고요. 파트너 또 국대
There's
서포터,
national
선수도
support.
만나볼까요?
Would you like to say something?
저희 이제 시즌 초반은 잘
I mean, at the first part of the season, we're doing well, but this is always the kind of the toughest part for us in the mid parts of the season, and
지금부터 더 열심히 해야
I feel like we have to work harder from here on, and maybe it just becomes a better team. And everyone's working hard for it, so definitely you can keep our trust with us that we're gonna just really come out of the bubbles and show you guys a good performance from our team. And hoping that that motivation and also this attitude that these guys have on the Gen.G team will continue on with this victory from the bot duo with Gen.G, and that's gonna be the end of the interview. And send it back to you guys for the rest of the broadcast here.
Thank you very much, Joel. I know it's been a late night for you, but thank you for all of your translating help with all of the mid-game interviews, with all of the post-game interviews as well. But in the end, it's going to be a Gen.G victory after our 8-game day, Papa Smithy.
8 games, last 3 of which not particularly long. The Sungyun game, the run over in about 3 minutes, EULCS style, they're the ones around the 27-minute mark, and they were almost same game. One after the other, Gen.G joined Griffin. GG, baby, at the top 2 teams. We'll see if the Africa Freaks can join them. They play tomorrow. What should be a fascinating one. I forget the exact 2 teams. I want to say it's Africa versus somebody.
Kingzone.
Africa Kingzone. So
and
3 versus 4. Well, Africa Kingzone is going to be a really nice one to open up the day. The second one, we'll see if BBQ can find something back.
It's going to be very interesting to see whether Kingzone can actually find a win there against Africa Freaks, because that's going to make it a very interesting standings indeed.
Well, Kingzone were able to diagnose their problems a lot better than KT were, and that's why Kingzone won. However, Africa have very few problems, so I think Kingzone is going to have to next level them. Can they get past that drafting coach in Zephyr? KT Rolster, let's try and find a win here against BBQ. Looking forward in the week, Griffin finding SKT at one of their lowest ebbs. Who'll be playing for SKT? We don't know the answer. Saturday, you gotta hope it's a 2-0 for KT on Thursday. Otherwise, Saturday game's gonna be a tricky one.
It is definitely going to be a tricky one, because the smart money is certainly not on KT Rolster to take out the win against Gen.G, and then Hanwha Life, I mean, it just doesn't get any easier for them, as they have to take on Africa Freaks themselves. So, going to be a rough week.
Could also be another preview of the LCK Summer Final, Kingzone versus Africa. If Kingzone keep building, Africa are right up there. And guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you joined us at the start of the broadcast, it has been 12 hours since we got to the studio. The broadcast itself has been live for 10 hours and 45 minutes, maybe even 11 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
At this point, it's been a long run. It's been a fun one, though. At the end of the day, feels like we learned some things. For SKT, we saw some things. But we come back tomorrow and make the most of it, Atlas.
Yeah, and we had the Kaiser for the first time as well. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you all to do it again tomorrow.